Hey guys, I'd wager that you or someone you know own a pair of Doc Martens, and if yours look like this, stick around as I'll be sharing how to clean, maintain, and even restore these damaged pair of Docs. Make sure you stick around until the end for some bonus content as well as the before and after. This is one of the first of many Doc Martens to come. I've cleaned and restored hundreds of Docs, and I'll be sharing my time-tested methods that will keep your boots and shoes maintained and looking great for years to come. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so before we get started on cleaning this Doc Marten boot, let's go ahead and identify some of the scuffs and marks on here. Now as we see this first one here, it is pretty deep of a scuff, so there's only so much that we can do to rejuvenate that leather and restore it, and let's just see to what potential we can bring that back to life. But looking at the welt stitching, we also see that there's a lot of dust and debris that's going to come right off. And then other than that, there's a bit of scuffing on the toe area, and as we see, this just needs a bit of hydration, so that's what we're going to do. Alright guys, I just wanted to address the bottom of these boots because I run into so many shoes that are completely shot because the owner wore down the outsole either by using their shoes when braking like on a skateboard or not picking up their feet when they walk. This poses multiple issues such as that it decreases the life of the shoe, as well as that when you try to get a resole it costs up to $90 to $150 if not more. And honestly, very few cobblers out there will even resole Doc Martens, so just keep in mind that this really devalues your shoe, especially if you're going to pass them on to someone or resell them. I'd highly suggest trying to be more careful with your walking habits, as well as making sure to use those brakes instead of your shoes. As we can see on the toe area, there's quite a bit of scuffing, so what we're going to do is just take a fine grit sandpaper of maybe 2,000 to 3,000 grit and give that a light rub to get any of those fibers off. Also guys, this may be obvious to some, but I just wanted to note that sanding down your leather is not something that you can do on a regular basis. This is entirely for restorative purposes. Doing so would completely wear down the leather and you'd eventually end up with a hole in your shoes, so just keep that in mind. Another thing to add is that repairing these scuffs so that it looks good is great, but looks aside, it's extremely important to protect the exposed portion of the leather since it actually won't have that protective coating that shields it from dirt, dust, moisture, and debris. Alright guys, the 2,000 to 3,000 sandpaper isn't providing the results that I'm looking for this scuff, so essentially I'm going to go ahead and move lower to a 1,000 grit and then move back to smooth it out. I'm just going to use some direct shoe MGK on this microfiber cloth here, and we'll go ahead and give it a rub. Alright, for our next step, we're going to go ahead and take our Shoe MGK leather cream and go ahead and give this a rub, a thorough coating. That gives it a hydration barrier as well as a nice oiled shine, which is going to take care of these scuffed areas and that big gouge there. If you Doc Marten owners out there ever used Wonder Balsam, this is going to be pretty similar in regard to hydrating and protecting your leather docks. I personally use this on all of my Doc Martens as well as all the other shoes that you guys have seen me clean. It's super versatile and protective for maintaining your leather. You guys just want to make sure that you're only using this on your smooth leathers. If you use it on your suede or your nubuck leathers, it is going to ruin it. So here's some extra special content for you guys in regard to restoring faded leather color. Since I don't actually have any blue leather dye or pigmented cream, I'm just going to heat up the oils and waxes within the Shoe MGK leather cream to darken the lightened leather. I'm going to use a heat gun. You guys can use a hairdryer, which will ultimately restore some, if not all, of the color that was faded due to scuffing. Alright, so after using as many coats of that neutral cream as needed, you can go ahead and buff off the surface to ensure that all of the cream will be evenly dispersed onto the leather. For best results, you guys can use a horsehair brush like this. If not, you can use a cotton or microfiber cloth. So one of the last things that we're going to do is fill out the boot by stuffing it with either recycled paper, plastic bags from the grocery store, or of course shoe trees. I don't usually recommend newspaper because sometimes the ink from the paper can rub off onto your lighter colored leathers, but this is definitely a great way to prevent creasing throughout the boot when you're not wearing it or storing it away for the season. In addition, it's definitely a great move if you're going to resell your boots because it gives it a really nice aesthetic. Alright guys, so here's some bonus content for all of you who've stuck around to the end. If you ever deal with the annoying limp pull tabs on your Doc Martens, all you have to do is either steam them or iron them back into place and they'll be just like out of the box. Alright guys, that is pretty much all there is for this restoration of these tall Doc Marten boots. As you guys remember, these boots were full of scuffs and dirt, but we cleaned, sanded down, and added leather cream in order to bring these boots back to life. I hope that you guys enjoyed this restoration and learned some skills that go beyond just these pair of boots. If I've earned your viewership, I'd truly appreciate if you guys would share, like, and subscribe. I can't wait to clean more with you guys, so please let me know in the comments below what you guys are interested in seeing next, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, remember to love your leather.